Hi, I'm Sandra, and I'm a twin. I have an identical sister, and that's always made my life really complicated. But you won't believe what she did to me now. My sister's name is Jill, and our relationship has always been difficult, but things have really gotten out of hand. Me and my sister never really got along. Even when we were kids, we just seemed to see things differently. It's crazy because all the other twins I know are like two of the same person. They share everything, like the same stuff, and they're basically two halves of the same coin. Not me and Jill, though. If most twins are two peas in a pod, then we are like two rocks in a shoe. We shouldn't be there, and it's just painful. We seriously kind of hate each other, and I don't usually like to place the blame, but it's her fault. For real, I kind of actually feel like she's the evil twin. I know that sounds insane, like I've watched too many movies or something, but really, she's nuts. And believe me, when I get to the end of the story, you will agree with me on that. Growing up, she's always been mean to me and pretty much everybody else. When we were little, she made me eat worms in the backyard. She would pull the heads off of barbies. She shaved the dog and told Mom that I did it. That kind of stuff. I don't know what to say other than she just seemed like she was pure evil. She was just mean for no reason. As we got older, she evened out a little bit and started to act like a normal person, but she was still pretty hateful, just more subtle about it. My parents thought she'd gone through a weird phase as a kid and grown out of it, but I think she just got better at hiding her crazy and being more passive-aggressive. One thing I noticed, however, she had a kind of surprising reason for acting the way that she does. What I've realized is that she's always been jealous of me. That's crazy because we look exactly alike, grew up in the same house, went to the same school, and basically had the same life. I have no idea what she could be jealous of. But somehow I noticed more and more over the years that she seemed to always want what I had and would get upset about anything I had that she didn't. If I got a new phone, she had to get one. If I got a new car, she had to get one. Stuff like that. The worst part is it was the same way with guys. All through high school, she tried to steal all of my boyfriends. It worked a lot of the time because guys are idiots, but that's a whole other story. Anyways, I obviously got to a point where I really didn't want her around and definitely didn't want her around anybody I was dating. When I went to college, I finally felt like I had some freedom from her. I met Elliot in college and I felt like I was living a happy, normal life while Jill was at a different school out of state. It was the first time I was finally able to relax and be comfortable with a guy. Elliot was always able to make me laugh and smile. We started dating after about a month and pretty much fell in love right away. 2 years later, we got engaged. When we first started dating, I told him about my crazy sister, and I don't really think he understood until he met her. After college, me and Elliot were living together in a small house we rented, and we were shocked one day to see Jill just show up. She moved back home after college and said she wanted to reconnect with me. We didn't really hang out because, she's nuts, but she was around just enough for Elliot to see how crazy she was. So skip ahead to the day before my wedding. I got a surprise text from Elliot. I was with my mom getting some last-minute things ready for the wedding, and he was back home packing for our flight. We were all planning to catch a plane that night to our wedding destination. He sent me a text asking me to meet at the park we went to when we first started dating. I figured that he had something big and romantic planned. So I went, and he wasn't there. I texted him, and he said he was on his way. He kept saying he was on his way, but he never showed up. It was getting late, and I was getting worried about making our flight. So I called him, but he didn't answer. I went back to our house, and he wasn't there. His car was gone, and I couldn't get in the house because someone had taken my house key off my key ring. Then I got a message that I couldn't believe. It was a picture of Elliot and Jill together on the plane with the caption, #gettingmarried. She had been with him the whole time. As soon as I left, she just slipped in and started pretending to be me. She was the one who sent the text to send me on a wild goose chase and made me miss my wedding. She pretended to be me and married my fiance. The worst part is, he believes she is me and that I am the psycho sister. I can't convince him or anyone else that I'm not the crazy one. I'm just stuck here while the two of them are off and on their honeymoon. What do I freaking do about this?
What's up? My name is Anne and I'm gay. Or, lesbian. Whatever. The thing is, I'm into girls. I wish I could tell you that I always knew I was different, let's say. But I didn't fully realize it until I was a junior in high school. Apparently everyone around me knew, or so they say now. But I think that's a lie. I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't fit in with the typical lesbian stereotypes. I don't have short hair or some weird alternative haircut, and I'm not obsessed with St. Vincent. Although, admittedly, I do think I would play with same-sex Barbie couples when I was a kid. Anyways, I guess you could say I'm not an unattractive girl. A lot of guys hit on me. Some still do. Even though it's no secret now that I'm gay. I went out with a couple of guys that I thought I liked and then broke up the relationship really quickly after I realized I felt no real connection or attraction for them. I thought something was wrong with me. I didn't know anybody who felt the same. I attended a school full of rednecks where everybody was, or at least pretended to be straight. Don't get me wrong, it was not the stereotypical, ew, queers, get out of here. Y'all need to learn how to use guns, drink beer, and love Jesus kind of school. But nonetheless, it was hard to understand why I felt different to most everybody. And then there was Lexi. She was from California. Her dad had just been transferred and she had to move with him. I didn't know at the time, but I found myself being really friendly and welcoming to her. I told myself that it was just because she was alone at a new school and needed new friends. But what I was actually thinking was, man, she's really pretty and I want to hold her hand. And, well, the rest of my thoughts were a little more than PG. She had really cool taste in music. She was smart and openly gay. And she acted like it was a pretty normal thing for her. People were pretty respectful to her at first. I introduced her to my group and we all became good friends. Best friends, you might say. I think Ava, my former best friend, was actually really jealous of Lexi. She found out once Lexi and I went out for ice cream without her. And the next day, she accidentally poured her soda all over Lexi's blouse in the cafeteria. Yeah, she was jealous. One night, Lexi invited me over to her house to eat junk food and just, watch Netflix or something. I went over and we were just hanging out. Lexi was trying out some makeup on me and we were laughing and giggling and I realized how much I loved her laugh. I kissed her. She was shocked for a second. I'm so sorry, I said. I was confused. I didn't know if I was gay or bi or just a straight woman who was attracted to a friend. I felt like I was about to start crying. Lexi laughed again. Ugh, that sound. And then she kissed me back. We started making out, and I felt this connection with her that I'd never felt with a boy. Lexi and I continued to go out on dates in secret until I decided that it was time for us to come out. Everybody seemed okay with Lexi, so I figured, what the hell, right? I can come out too. Oh no, that was not how it was going to go down. As soon as we came out as a couple, people's behavior towards us changed. My parents were really upset at first, though now they're actually supportive. They were just worried a lot about my safety. Even though we were never threatened or hurt based on our sexuality, I noticed that a lot of people pulled away from us. We were even banned from the school soccer team. I mean, it's female soccer. Guys, get with the program. Some of the boys at school wanted me to prove I was gay and kiss Lexi in front of them. Freaking perverts. They'd ask if I would make out with all my girlfriends. And then some of my female friends started pulling away too. They thought Lexi flipped me and turned me gay, and thought that maybe the gay was catching and she would do it to them too. They had no idea that I'd been feeling this way all along. But they were blaming Lexi, and I felt like I'd maybe made a terrible mistake. I felt awful for her, and I was in a really dark place. I slept a lot, my grades started going down, and I pretty much binged whatever I could find on Netflix. I needed to understand myself and what I thought and felt. At first, I felt super guilty, like I'd messed up things for Lexi and for me. I pulled away from her. But after a couple weeks of self-reflection, I stood by my decision. It's who I really am. I am a lesbian. It was and is part of my identity. And Lexi didn't flip me. She just helped me understand that I could be who I really was. I apologized to her, and we talked about my confusion. She understood and accepted my apology. But we never got back together as a couple. It hurts, and I still miss her. Years have passed. I'm grown up now. But I still thank her because she made me realize who I am And now, thanks to her, I've been living with my beautiful girlfriend, Veronica, for the past 18 months. And we have a kid. Well, by kid, I mean the most beautiful beagle you have ever met, named Rufus. Wherever you are, Lexi, thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.